many innocent Palestinian lives. And as for the family who lived here in this house, they're dead.
That's our international editor, Jeremy Bowen. With me in the studio is Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic. A bleak milestone, Mohamed, and little sign that the war is going to end anytime soon.
Indeed, Nicky, this war apparently is going on because of the two parties are really keen to achieve what they want. Israel want to eliminate Hamas, and Israel also want to have their security and dignity back. Hamas want the return of the refugees to their homes, the permanent ceasefire, and the withdrawal of the troops from Gaza. That's why there is a big gap between the two parties.
And all the time we have a humanitarian crisis inside Gaza.
Indeed, Gaza at the moment kind of inhabitant place. There is no school working, no hospital working, most of the infrastructure destroyed, most of the homes, more than 50% of homes destroyed completely. There are about 2 million people living in tents, and this is mounting a security threat to the Palestinians, to Israel as well, and to the region and to Europe as there might be expected a flood of migrants if this problem hasn't been solved.
So we're hearing that there may be peace talks and that Hamas are going on after the Egyptians invited them. What are we hearing about that today?
Indeed, the Hamas delegation is going to join these talks in Egypt at the moment. There are other talks are going in parallel in Doha at the moment. All the talks are invited by the United States' massive desire of a ceasefire to happen and for an exchange deal to happen. Israel is not convinced that an exchange deal should happen, but Israel believes that continuing the war will make sure that the hostages would get out, but they are leaning to the United States pressures. Also, Hamas is leaning to these pressures, and the United States trying to find a way between this massive gap between both parties, that Israel want to press on the war. Hamas want to return the refugees and the withdrawal of the Israeli forces. So hopefully these American pressures on both parties, with Ramadan is going to finish and the Eid is coming after 2 days, that might be coming things out of it, because we see the seriousness of the talks at this time.
And of course, there is pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu. We saw the protest on Saturday night, around 100,000 people on the streets of Tel Aviv.
Indeed, these mounting pressures are also growing upon Benjamin Netanyahu. Is not threatening his government by any way. The government is solid. It has the backing of the parliament. But you know, these demonstrations that are requesting a hostage deal to happen to bring them back home is a threat of a kind of an Israeli spring that inviting Benjamin Netanyahu of accepting this deal.
Okay, Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic, thank you as always for your analysis. Well, let's speak to Richard Makepeace now. He is a trustee for medical aid